Good afternoon, everyone. We are the Group 1, and we are here to present to you the Republic Act number 10157 and Republic Act number 10533. Before we start, can I ask Miss Natalie for the prayer?
Okay, let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God, as we all say in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sinned against us. Do not bring us into test, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Okay, so here are intended learning outcomes. So after this discussion, the class are expected to appreciate the value of early education, recognize the importance of inclusive education, develop empathy for learners with special needs, and value diversity in learning environment. So before we continue, let us have the Republic Act number 10157, which will be discussed by Ms. Enriquez.
Okay, Republic Act number 1057. An act institutionalizing the kindergarten education into the basic education system and appropriating funds therefore. So, this act was created para himuog mandatory o compulsory ang paglabot sa kindergarten sa basic education system. Okay, next please. Section 1, short title, this act shall be known as the Kindergarten Education Act. Section 2 is the Declaration of Policy. In consonance with the Millennium Development Goals on achieving education for all, it is hereby declared by the policy of the state to provide equal opportunities for all children to avail of accessible, mandatory, and compulsory kindergarten education. So basically, this policy aims to ensure nga tanan bata kay makaskwela og kindergarten kay required ni siya og dapat accessible sa tanan. Okay, next please. Please go next. In continuation to Section 2, this Act shall apply to elementary school system, being the first stage of compulsory and mandatory formal education. Thus, kindergarten will now be an integral part of the basic education, and it is vital to the academic and technical development of the Filipino child, for it is the period when the young mind's absorptive capacity for learning is at its sharpest. Okay, so in summarization, ang Section 2, it states nga ang kindergarten is the first stage of formal education sa basic education system, which is compulsory and mandatory, meaning adi jud magsugod tanan estudyante sa ilang pagskwela. It is expected nga all children will have equal access sa kindergarten para ma-prepare sila before musudog elementary. Adi magud sila unang ihinay-hinay exposed sa school wherein they will learn to be more independent kay diyan na sila silang parents, and they will learn unsa pag-socialize, halubilo to get along with other children, their classmates, and most importantly, adi develop ang ilang macro skills which are listening, speaking, reading, writing, and viewing, which are very essential before masud sila og kanang elementary nga grade 1. Okay, next. Section 3, the definition of terms. The terms used in this act are defined as follows. DepEd shall refer to the Department of Education. BEE shall refer to the Bureau of Elementary Education. So, balikan ni sila ang nag-oversee, sila ang nag-facilitate sa elementary level educational programs. Letter C, kindergarten education shall be understood in this act to mean 1 year of preparatory education for children at least 5 years old as a prerequisite. Again, it is mandatory. Prerequisite meaning need sa ka mo kindergarten o sa ka makaproceed to grade 1. And letter D, mother tongue refers to the language first learned by a child. So in our case, there is a Cebu, ang ating mother tongue kay Cebuano. Okay, next. Section 4. Institutionalization of kindergarten education. Kindergarten education is hereby institutionalized as part of basic education and for school year 2011 to 2012 shall be implemented partially, and thereafter it shall be made mandatory and compulsory. So yes, mo na to, gi-integrate ang kindergarten sa basic education system, and pag year 2011 to 2012, partial or siya nga pag-implement, pero it became mandatory and compulsory starting from the following years para makasunod grade 1. So after pag 2012, dili na siya partial, so gi-implement na gyud siya sa tanan. Okay, next is section 5. Medium of instruction. The state shall hereby adopt the mother tongue-based multilingual education method. The mother tongue of the learner shall be the primary medium of instruction for teaching. So, sa kindergarten, the primary medium of instruction or ang gamitin nga language sa teacher sa pagtudlo is the child's first language or mother tongue. Next, please. However, exceptions shall be made to the following cases. First, when the pupils in the kindergarten classroom have different mother tongues or when some of them speak another mother tongue. Meaning, if sa isa ka classroom, lain-lain ang mother tongue sa mga bata, they have no common mother tongue na matudlo or magamit sa teacher. For example, sa isa ka kindergarten class sa Cebu, na ang mga bata na mga mo speak og Cebuano, Tagalog, Waray, so lain-lain gani. Kay dili man tanan student makasabot og Cebuano, pwede nga gamiton sa teacher kay ang more common language nga mas nahibawan sa tanan, which is ang Filipino or ang English. Mo yung gamiton as the medium of instruction. Letter B. When the teacher does not speak the mother tongue of the learners. Of course, if ang teacher dili kahibaw, dili fluent sa mother tongue sa mga bata, di siya makatudlo, di ba? Next is when resources in line with the use of the mother tongue are not yet available. Meaning ani if walay resources such as mga libro, mga instructional materials, mga textbook nga nagamit og mother tongue sa mga bata. So possible nga ang teacher kay mogamit og lain nga medium of instruction lain nga language. And lastly, when teachers are not yet trained how to use the MTB MLE program. For example, ani ang isa ka teacher kay na-assign siya sa like Waray speaking nga area, pero dili siya kamao mo storyaan na or dili siya trained na nga language. So, until makahibaw siya nga mo speak ana nga language, until gitrain siya, the teacher may rely on Filipino or English. Next, please. Wait, ako lang ning Elha. So, in such exceptional cases, the primary medium of instruction shall be determined by the DepEd aligned with the framework being used. So, bali, in order to cope or address ato nga needs sa medium of instruction, kay naibuhaton ng DepEd. First, they will decide which language will serve as the medium of instruction, which aligns with the existing framework used in elementary education. Second, ang pwedeng buhato sa DepEd kay they will work with the Commission on Filipino Language para mabuhat sila framework for MTB MLE in order to improve teaching and learning practices. And lastly, pwede sa nga gamiton sa DepEd, they will also incorporate teaching strategies to gradually enhance the child's understanding of English. English kay it is also an official language of the Philippines. Okay, so sunod ang section 6. Implementing agency. The authority to regulate organization, operation, and or implementation of the kindergarten education program of both public and private schools shall be vested upon the DepEd. Basically, ang section 6, this section states nga ang DepEd silang responsible sa pag-implement sa kindergarten sa public and private nga schools. Labot silang responsibilities include creating a new division. So, along with the BEE or the Bureau of Elementary Education, maglalagay nga division which is sila manage sa kindergarten program, ensuring it is well organized and effectively run. Next, it is also their responsibility to increase kindergarten teacher positions. meaning ilang padaghanon ng available kindergarten teacher nga positions, and they will also make sure nga ang teachers kay well compensated with fair salaries and benefits. Sunod, they are also expected to enhance teacher training. Of course, it is very important nga ang mga teachers ng tudlo sa mga kindergarten students, they are continually learning and are qualified enough para makahatag sila og quality education sa mga bata. And lastly, allocating resources. Ang DepEd ang responsible silang mo-fund o mo-provide sa necessary resources. Labot na ang classrooms, chairs, equipment, and textbooks to ensure that kindergarten education is accessible and of high quality para sa mga kindergarten nga children. Okay, that's all for my part.
Okay, so ari na ta sa section 7. Duties, powers, and functions. The DepEd, through the BEE, or the Bureau of Elementary Education, shall exercise the following powers and functions. For A, kay ang DepEd kuno sila mo'y nag-oversee or nag-manage sa kindergarten education program. This is to ensure na organized siya o ang kaning program is implemented effectively. For B, kay ang DepEd gihapon kanang pag-implement niya sa curriculum dapat naka-meet siya sa global standards and suitable for learners pud siya kaning kindergartens. And as mentioned earlier ni Miss Natalie, ang medium of instruction pod is ang mother tongue. C, develop teaching strategies using the technique feature of the MTB or the mother tongue MLE, which shall include but not limited to the following. Next slide, please. So, muna siya. For the first one, the two-track method. Example, storytelling and reading, listening, story, oral communication activities. The second one, we have interactive strategies. The use of manipulative games. So, syempre, kung ano niya dapat ang games niya, dapat educational pud. Para dili lang malingaw ang students, but at the same time, makakaton pud sila. Fourth, we have experiential, small group discussions, and total physical response, among others. Para maka-engage pud ang mga students sa iyahang classmates and makakuan siya active participation. The learning development materials shall consist of the following at the minimum. We have the listening stories, small books, big books, experience story, primer lessons, and lessons exemplars. Next slide, please. Okay. So, conceive, develop, and extend a continuing professional development program for kindergarten teachers. Para ni siya nga ang teachers kay updated sa unsa may kanang mga bag-o karon ang concept sa ilahang pagtudlo, ang teaching methods, ug ang trends pod para makasabay pod sila. For B, prescribe the necessary qualifications for the hiring and accreditation of teachers who will handle the kindergarten education program. So, syempre, no, para maka-achieve pod ang eskwelahan or ang kanang mga bata og high-quality education, which is very needed pod siya. Next slide, please. So, for C, exercise authority over the operation of private kindergarten institutions. So, what pasabot ani is ang DepEd, dili lang nag-regulate or nag-oversee sa public but also sa private podel para maka-ensure pod nga ang education sa private is aligned pod siya sa guidelines set by the DepEd. E, introduce innovative programs in kindergarten that shall include educational technologies whenever applicable. So, syempre, para makasabay po ta sa modern world and make sure na ang gamiton na nga technologies kay kana engaging po siya, especially sa young children. Kindergarten man ni ang pasabot-ani. So, dali ra gid kaayo sila ma-board, no? So, dapat makakuan ta sa strategies nga dapat atong buhaton para di sila makuan, malingaw sila. Okay, next slide na ta. Tingog sa duoy. Okay, Republic Act number 10533. So basically, ang kaning act is nag-aim siya to improve the Philippine education system. So nadiri ang katong 1 year kindergarten, 6 years sa elementary education, and 4 years sa junior high school, and 2 years sa senior high school. So mag-move ta sa iyahang mga sections to be reported by the other members.
So, okay, let us have the Section 1 of Republic Act number 10533. So, Section 1, the short title, this act shall be known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013, and also this reforms the Philippines basic education system, as what the other reporters have reported earlier, and it is also introduces the K-12 program, adding 2 years to basic education, which is the grade 11 and the grade 12, or all the senior high schools, and updates the curriculum to focus on skills development and critical thinking. So in section number 2, declaration of policy, this is quite long, no? So I will just summarize it. So the section 2 of Republic Act number 10533 declares the policy of the state to prioritize basic education, ensuring every Filipino has access to quality education. The government aims to provide free and compulsory education, promote holistic development, foster critical thinking, creativity, and innovation. And last, develop skills for lifelong learning and global competitiveness. So, in order to achieve this, the state shall give every student an opportunity to receive quality education. And letter B, broaden the goals of high school education for college preparation. Mao ni siya na-insert na dire si kanang grade or si senior high school, which is the grade 11 to grade 12, for us to get ready sa college journey. Also, the C, make education learner-oriented and responsive to the needs, cognitive and cultural capacity, the circumstances and diversity of learners, schools, and communities through the appropriate languages of teaching and learning, including mother tongue as a learning sources or a learning resource. So, to sum it all up, no, the Section 2 declaration is all about how should this Republic Act should work. Let's continue to the Section 3. Section 3 is the basic education. So in basic education is intended to meet basic learning needs, which provides the foundation on which subsequent learning can be based. It encompasses kindergarten, elementary, and secondary education, as well as alternative learning systems for out-of-school learners and those with special needs. So sa Republic Act number 10533, the basic education must be compromised with kindergarten, elementary, secondary, which is the junior high school and the senior high school, as well as the ALS or the alternative learning system for those youth that doesn't kanang wala nag eskwela, and also those children or those students with special needs.
Alright, so let's proceed to section 4 now, Enhanced Basic Education Program. So the Enhanced Basic Education Program encompasses at least 1 year of kindergarten, 6 years of elementary, and 6 years of secondary education in that sequence. And secondary education includes 4 years of junior high school and 2 years of senior high school. Please connect. So, kindergarten education shall mean 1 year of preparatory education for children at least 5 years old as a prerequisite for grade 1. So, ang kaning enhanced basic education kay kindergarten is kanang 1 year siya, and kanang ang edad nila ani is more or like 4 to 5 years old. And elementary education refers to the second stage of compulsory basic education, which is composed of 6 years, or the grade 1 to grade 6 years. And the entrant age to this level is typically 6 years old. So, 6 years old is grade 1. And secondary education refers to the third stage of compulsory basic education. It consists of 4 years of junior high school and 2 years of senior high school. The entrant age to the junior and senior high school are typically 12 and 16. So, ang kaning sa junior high school is the grade 7, 8, 9, 10. And ilang entrant age is 12, while sa senior high school or the grade 11 and grade 12 is 16 years old. Then basic education shall be delivered in languages understood by the learners, as the language plays a strategic role in shaping the formative years of learners. Please connect. So for kindergarten and the first 3 years, which is grade 1 to 3 of elementary education, is teaching materials and assessment shall be in the regional or native language of the learners. So ang pasabot ani dire is kanang sa kindergarten to grade 3 ilahang gamiton sa teaching materials and the way they teach is kanang sa native language, which for example sa in Cebu or here in Danao is we use kanang Bisaya or vernacular language. And the Department of Education shall formulate a mother language transition program from grade 4 to grade 6, so that Filipino and English shall be gradually introduced as languages of instruction. So, since sa kindergarten to grade 3 is purely Bisaya ilahang gamiton sa teaching materials, ang DepEd is need nila mo formulate og kanang language transition from grade 4 to grade 6 especially sa Filipino and English. Then for the purpose of this act, mother language or first language refers to the language or languages first learned by a child, which he or she identifies with is indefinite. So sum this up is kanang ang purpose do ani nga act is kanang labi na sa kanang mother language or first language kay mo ni ang this refers sa kanang vernacular language or sa mother tongue nga language nga gigamit sa bata or nadak-an sa bata. Please connect. So now let's proceed to section 5, curriculum development. So the DepEd will develop the structure and specifics of the enhanced basic education curriculum to ensure students are prepared for college and to prevent overlap or repetition of basic education subjects. The DepEd will collaborate with CHED and TESTA. So, kaning curriculum development is mura siya na mugna tungod sa like atong for example nga kanang ang gingon ni Ma'am Heather nga napay uban nga kanang bisag kanang sa grade usa higher grade na sila but dili pa sila kaybaw mobasa, dili pa sila kaybaw musuwat. Then kani nga act is to create an effective enhanced basic education curriculum. The DepEd will engage in consultations with various national government agencies and stakeholders. So ang DepEd sad dili sila kanang maghimo-himo ra kanang development ay kanang curriculum in which kanang wala lang, need lang sila magbuhat. So kanang magbuhat sila og curriculum is in due process, like asking for consultation with various national government agencies and such. Next, please. And the DepEd shall adhere to the following standards and principles in developing the enhanced basic education curriculum. First, the curriculum shall be learner-centered, inclusive, and developmentally appropriate. So, yes, no, samot na karon nga modernized na kasagara, modernized na ta because of the technology advancement. And kanang mo gini ang main point or main approach sa karon nga teaching, which is the learner centered. And letter B is the curriculum shall be relevant, responsive, and research based. Like para sa akong ingon nga dili lang mohimo si DepEd based on kanang advice or kanang need good ang curriculum is kanang research based especially. So there, and C, the curriculum shall be culture sensitive. So when we say culture sensitive is kanang since lain-lain man tawag mga culture, culture kanang ang curriculum is need sad siya nga kanang applicable sa tanan, especially sa culture and such. Para dili kanang if kanang usara magud ang focusan sa curriculum is daghang nga possible if kanang dili siya applicable sa usa ka culture is ma-offend sila or dili sila ganahan. And D, the curriculum shall be contextualized and global. Kani ang pasabot ani kay kanang ang curriculum kay perhaps sa katong frameworks kay need siya kanang murag sana internationally kanang sa standard sa international ba. And E, the curriculum shall use pedagogical approaches that are constructivist, inquiry-based, reflective, collaborative, and integrative. Sabotable naman no. So next is F is the curriculum shall adhere to the principles and framework of the mother tongue-based multilingual education, which starts from where the learners are and from what they already knew there, proceeding from the known to the unknown. Instructional materials and capable teachers to implement the MTB MLE curriculum shall be available. G, the curriculum shall use the spiral progression approach to ensure mastery of knowledge and skills after each level. So kaya ba naman taon sa ning spiral progression no. So for example sa kanang grade 7 is kanang easy pa siya nga kanang lesson, and kanang in higher grade is more siya complicated, kanang same topic but it is kanang way more complicated na. And H, the curriculum shall be flexible enough to enable and allow schools to localize, indigenize, and enhance the same based on their respective educational and social context. Sabotable na tapod siya, and that's all, I guess.
Okay, Section 6, Curriculum Consultative Committee. There shall be created a Curriculum Consultative Committee chaired by the DepEd Secretary or his or her duly authorized representative, and with members composed of but not limited to a representative each from the CHED, the TESDA, the DOLE, the BRC, Department of Science and Technology, and a representative from the business chambers such as the Information Technology Business Process Outsourcing or the IT-BPO Industry Association. The consultative committees shall oversee the review and evaluation on the implementation of the basic education curriculum and may recommend to the DepEd the formulation of necessary refinements in the curriculum. So basically, ang kanina section nag-outline sa kanang establishment gali sa committee nga mag-responsible sa pag-oversee o sa pag-evaluate sa basic education curriculum. So, ang kanina siyang committee kay chaired by the DepEd Secretary, also the authorized representative from CHED, TESDA, DOLE, PRC, DOST, and also the industry representative such as the IT-BPO Association. So, ang kaning role sa committee is to review ang curriculum's implementation and also recommend changes nga nag-align sa country's education and workforce needs. So, for example, sa kanang
kanang for example sa IT BPO industry, naka-notice sila nga ang students kay naglack gali og kanang digital literacy o communication skills for almost nga mga entry-level jobs. So, ang representative ani sa committee ang representative sa industry kay mag-propose sila og kanang mga advanced ICT and language skills to the curriculum. For example, anang subject na to pag kanang senior high school nga media literacy para kanang mas makahibaw ang mga estudyante about sa media, the use of media. Umoto ang committee dayon ang mag-evaluates kanang sa suggestion and also mo-recommend siya dito sa DepEd para ma-incorporate ang katong mga suggestion to the kanang relevant subjects or the modules. Okay, paliw ko next. Section 7, Teacher Education and Training. To ensure that the Enhanced Basic Education Program meets the demand for quality teachers and school leaders, the DepEd and the CHED, in collaboration with the relevant partners in the government, academe, industry, and non-governmental organizations, shall conduct teacher education and training programs as specified. So A, in-service training on content and pedagogy, current DepEd teachers shall be retrained to meet the content and performance standards of the new K-12 curriculum. The DepEd shall ensure that private education institutions shall be given the opportunity to avail such training. So, ang ari siya, no, ang kaning section 7 kay kanang nag-ensure siya nga kanang ang mga teachers karon kay equip siya to deliver ang kanang new nga kanang curriculum effectively. So here in service training on content and pedagogy, diri kay ang current teachers in DepEd kay i-retrain siya to meet the new curriculum standards. So ang katong nga training, nag-focus siya sa mga updated teaching methods, subject matter, also kanang mga performance requirements, and also nagstorya sa diri nga ang private schools kay maka-participate sa siya in this training program. So ato no ang mga training programs jud no kay pananglitan karon sa una kay nahitabo man ng COVID. So ang katong mga traditional nga teachers kay na kuan sila nga mo switch sa mga online platforms so that ma-continue gyapon ang learning sa students even if nag-lockdown. So okay, paliw ko next. B. Training of new teachers. New graduates of the current teacher education curriculum shall undergo additional training upon hiring to upgrade their skills to the content standards of the new curriculum. Furthermore, the CHED, in coordination with the DepEd and relevant stakeholders, shall ensure that the teacher education curriculum offered in these teacher education institutes, or the TEIs, will meet necessary quality standards for new teachers. Duly recognized organizations acting as TEIs in coordination with the DepEd, the CHED, and other relevant stakeholders shall ensure that the curriculum of these organizations meet the necessary quality standards for trained teachers. So here no, nagstorya ang kaninga section that graduates from existing teacher education programs kay kinahanglan mo undergo o additional training nga nag-align sa ato kanang to align ilahang skills ba with the updated curriculum. So the CHED and also the TEI kanang nag-update, nag-ensure sila ang TEI ba nga kanang i-update nila ilahang curricula kanang para makaproduce sila og graduates nga ready to meet na sad sa kuan curriculum demands. So for example no, kanang kita nag-graduate tag English nga nag-hire tangat kanang to teach siya kanang K-12 curriculum. So kaning mga naka-graduate kanang pwede sila maka-attend og workshops to learn the teaching strategies para sa mga senior high school, para nila ng word literature, the first century literary genres, so not covered extensively in their undergrad program. So kani sila ang kaning duha ka buok ka kanang major areas kanang gihimo ra dyan siya para maka-address ang both current and future teachers para sa K-12 curriculum successful implementation. Okay, that's it for me. Here also in the kanang letter C, training and school leadership, superintendents, principals, subject area coordinators, and other instructional school leaders shall likewise undergo workshops and training to enhance their skills on their role as academic, administrative, and community leaders. Henceforth, such professional development programs as those stated above shall be initiated and conducted regularly throughout the school year to ensure constant upgrading of teacher skills. So, na-discuss na magid ni balik-balik ni Ma'am Heather no nga ang kanang miski kinsa nga naas jud sa kanang school kay kanang kinahanglan jud mo undergo og kanang professional kanang development programs para ma-update gihapon sila ba kay ang kanang dili man jud nato ma-avoid nga the world is always changing. So, kinahanglan gihapon ta mo keep up sa mga trends so that kanang ma-integrate na to ang mga bag-o sad nga strategies ba para mas makasabot ang mga estudyante. Okay.
Okay, so we're done with the other section, so let's move on to section 8. So this is the hiring of graduates of science, mathematics, statistics, engineering, and other specialists in subjects with the shorter qualified applicants, technical vocational courses in higher education. So the whole thought about this is not only shortage sa teachers into that specific fields. So, nanon siya nakabutan rin nga notwithstanding with the provisions of Section 26, 27, 28 of Republic Act number 7836. So, when we say notwithstanding, when that means despite the provision of Section 26, which is the qualifications and requirements for teachers to be licensed and practice teaching in the Philippines. So, kailangan siya nga na ay mga qualification requirements. So, despite ana, and despite Section 27 restrictions on the practice of teaching without valid certificate of registration of professional license, and then despite Section 28, the section likely covers penal provisions for violating provisions of Act. It might outline the penalties of practicing teaching without a license, using a fake license, or other offenses related to regulation of the teaching profession. So, this means that in Section 8, despite ang mga provisions Section 26, 27, and 28, ni-hire gihapon sila og teachers para makuan ang ma-resolve ang issue sa shortage sa teachers sa certain subjects. So, the DepEd and private education institutions shall hire as may be relevant to the particular subject, but only sa relevant nga subject. So, palagog move please. Okay, so to further understand kasi pasabot ana niya, so ngano mang despite ana kay nag-hire gyapon sila, so yes, it's because of the shortage. So there are lots of shortages in specialized subjects, and there are solutions na propose the government. So which is mo na atong gitackle. So for this other A, graduates of science, mathematics, statistics, engineering, music, and other degree courses with shortages in qualified licensure examination of teachers at can teach in the elementary and secondary education. So ato na lang na siya ikanang i-summarize kay taas ra kaayo siya. Okay, no? So, we have this addressing teacher shortages in specialized subjects, which aims to address the shortage of qualified teachers in specific subject areas. So, ilahan nang gibuhat, ilan nang gi-introduce ang exception sa general requirement of passing the licensure examination for teachers for certain individuals. So, muna siya. The problem, the act now acknowledges that there's a shortage of qualified teachers in subjects like science, mathematics, statistics, engineering, and music. So, makahinder siya sa quality of education sa kanang mga crucial areas, no? So, the solution for that, the provision allows ang hiring of graduates with degrees nga na degree ana nga mga specialized subjects even if bisag wala pa sila nakapasar sa LET to teach sa ilang respective nga fields. So for example, ako I am a graduate sa kanang science. So kaya may shortage sa kanang teacher na nga certain subject. So ako asi kanang graduate man ko ana nga kuan, so makatudlok ko ana niya, pero naana siya kanang limit pod kanang ilang gihatag. So dapat ana is makapasar ka sa LET within 5 years. So as long as ma-fill in ang gap sa kanang kuan o kanang problem, ma-fill in ang gap sa kanang kakuwang sa mga educators. And dapat qualified siya nga teacher and ma-ensure nga ang students kay di sila maka-receive o kanang poor instruction gikan ana nga subjects. Kay crucial mo na siya nga mga subjects, so dapat na siya nga focusan, dapat na siya ma-address nga issue. So despite nga wala ka nakapasar, as long as ni-graduate ka ana, makatudlo ka ana nga certain field, but dili isa lain nga kanang field. So kana ra siya kung graduate ka sa science, so makatudlo ka ng science. So recognizing the expertise from the foundation, so makatudlo pud ka if you recognize ka. So for example, ana is ang mga TVL, for example, nga makita mo siya sa ato na siya tackle sa next slide, which is if ang graduate sa TVL kay mo graduate siya, so pwede siya makatudlo og TLE. So dapat related rin siya sa course nimo ay ka makatudlo. So despite nga wala ka nakapasar pa sa LET or wala pa ka ni take og exam. So naay mga example ani for sa kung previous school, so naay mga ana sa kuha may bungtang ano nakakuha na sila. Pero gikuan na lang sa kay kuwang ana nga field. So mo nang gipasulod sila, nag-hire ang government, no? Qualified LET applicants should also include graduates admitted by foundations. So mo na siya na mga recognized nga foundations sa kanang murag basihan para makasulod ka or maka-teach ka. So there are mga certificates nga dapat imong i-present. So example nato kung example ganyan which is sa TVL. So we have their expertise in education sector and who satisfactorily complete the requirements set by this organization. So there's still a requirement pero dili na ina kabugat, no? Provided that they pass LET within 5 years within 5 years after their date of hiring. Provided for that if such graduates are willing to teach on part-time basis, the provisions of LET shall no longer be required as long as the graduates of the certain fields kay willing to teach pero on part-time basis sila full-time, no? So pwede rin na ma-ignore ang provisions katong section 26, section 27 and 28 which nagkanang-tackle ang mga qualifications sa makatudlo. So pwede rin siya man-neglect sa dili lang usa siya kanang maapektuhan ana. So let's move on sa letter B. Let's go. Okay, so we have this graduates of technical vocational courses, muna itong gigong ganina. Example nako, to teach in their specialized subjects in the secondary education, which is the 7 to 9 tema to. Okay, provided these graduates possess the necessary certification issued by the TESDA. Kani, magkinahanglan ni siya o kanang certificate na gikan sa TESDA. Kay there's a shortage of qualified teachers manggod in technical vocational subjects in secondary education. So muna na siya na limit na sa students access sa mga practical skills which is essential in the future nga needed sa workplace. So the solution ani is it allows graduates of TVL courses to teach in their specialized subjects even if they haven't passed the LET. Pero na yung mga requirements. First is the TESDA certification. So they must have certification pero unsaon man nila pagkuha aning certification. So naasa na siya yung mga kuan. So completing a TESDA accredited course. So na kay mga TESDA training centers or na may mga TESDA recognized schools. Some schools are recognized by TESDA and offer courses that lead to TESDA certification. So nag-offer sila courses sa mga certain schools, may makahatag sila og kanang certification na maigi makagraduate na ang kanang student. Pero what about if dili ka nang wala ka ni kuan anang TESDA? Wala ka kanang how do you kuan this? If you are applying for TESDA assessment and certification, so pwede ka maka-apply even if a graduate didn't complete a TESDA accredited course. They can still apply for TESDA assessment and certification kung naa sila relevant work experience or skill. So dapat nasa na siya mga kanang requirements ana. So next is for graduates of 4-year courses, TESDA registered training centers. So napay mga training centers. Graduates of 4 years can enroll in TESDA registered training centers that offer short courses related to their field. So murag na siya sa mga 71 to 72 units naman ata. So after completing the short course, so pwede na sila makatake og TESDA assessment para sa mga specific skill nga ilahang na tun-an. And then if they pass the assessment, maka-receive sila og relevant TESDA certification nga mahimong key para makatudlo sila sa mga kanang subjects, special subjects sa mga secondary education which is related ra po sa technical vocational nga courses nga ilahang gi-graduatean. So ay na sila makatudlo if na sila kanang kuan sa TESDA. So na siya sa part sa technical vocational courses. So let's move on sa letter C, which is the faculty of HEIS be allowed to teach in their general education. So, if you are wondering of unsa ni siya ang HEI, so this is the higher education institution. So, kung mangutan na sad mo unsa na siya ang mga higher education nga institutions, so mo na siya mga junior colleges, kini sa mga tertiary educations. So, faculty of HEIS be allowed to teach in their general education or subject specialties and this secondary education, provided the faculty must be a holder of relevant, of course, dapat na siya bachelor's degree, and they must have satisfactorily served as a full-time HEI faculty. So dapat lang sila part-time nga faculty, HEI faculty. So dapat full-time sila. And we say we have this relevant bachelor's degree, so kanang qualified na sila ani, gi-hire sila ani. It's because nag-agi sila og kanang general education, prof ed, and this specialized nga kanang subjects. So that's why kanang gihire sila or kanang allowed sila to teach sa mga secondary education. So let's move on sa letter D. Next. Okay, so we have the DepEd and private education institutions may hire practitioners. So, the provision within the Enhanced Basic Education of 2013, so what is the need for specialized expertise in certain subjects and secondary. So, ato na siya i-breakdown. So, the problem is a shortage of specialized teachers. So, one of the siya nga, there may be a shortage teachers with a specific expertise needed to teach specialized subjects in basic education curriculum. This subject often require practical knowledge and experience beyond the traditional. Okay, so we have this so na po limited nga access sa kanang at mga students nga maka-miss out of mga valuable nga insights or mga learning opportunities nga di nila ma-access sa kanang or real world experience in their field, no? So dapat naa na siya. So ang solution sa government is the hire practitioners or expertise. These are the people nga na expertise ana nga field, so they are allowed to teach ana nga field. Diha sa nga field, so they're not allowed to teach kanang other than that field. So the provision allows the DepEd and private education institutions to hire practitioners. So that includes the non-government kanang education, which is the private, and then with the expertise in specialized learning areas. So I repeat, specialized learning areas. This opens up the teaching profession to individuals who have practical experience in their field if they don't have traditional teaching. So on part-time basis repod ni siya, so di ni siya full-time. So inana na siya ang kuan. So of course na siya mga qualification standards, which is the DepEd rules, and the focus on expertise. So other than that, wala sila ring kanang matudlaan. So next. We have the career guidance and counseling advocacy. So ako na siya i-summarize dito, Pita. Actually, nag-collaborate ang DOLE, TESDA, and SHED para mag-regularize o kanang organize career advocacy activities para sa mga secondary students. So, unsa man ni siya ang mga regular nga kanang regular counseling advocacy. So, naip mga time nga invite sila og kanang mag-invite sila og kanang mga speaker nga magkanang sulti usay mga about career. We have this career exploration fair nya kanang guest speaker series kung ma-invite ang mga professionals sa mga various field para makatudlo sa mga students about their career journey. So ato na siya na experience before. We have these career shadowing programs nga mag-arrange students to shadow professionals in their chosen fields for a day or a week. So kana siya. We have these career assessment workshops, napo ni mga workshops, and this industry visit. So napo ni mga panahon nga mga kanang students are allowed to visit industry. So in this way ma-enhance ang ilang knowledge about anang mga kanang careers. So next, we have the last part. We have the next. Hello? Next. Okay, we have the expansion of kanang gas beneficiaries. Okay. This kanang whole thought niya is nag-provide na ang government og assistance sa mga students and teachers in private education, even if non-government sila nga kanang non-government sila nga kanang school. So nagihapi sila gi-provide ana. So this is an expansion of benefits, no? We have the enhanced education, the engaging of private institutions, so which is kato na to. So ang implication niya is to increase areas more students will have access to quality education. We have the senior high education regardless ilang gipang choose nga track. And then ma-enhance pa gyud ang ilahang quality, no? The involvement of private institutions could bring diverse teaching methodologies sa mga teachers since dili ra man students ang gipaboran ani. So we have this improving access, yes, mo natawag ingon, quality education, and promoting inclusivity, not only limiting to the public but also to the private, no? So building a more robust and sustainable educational system. In this way, it is like a shift, the potential to significantly impact, no, the quality and accessibility of education in the Philippines. So muna to siya. That's all Q. If you have questions, clarifications regarding any topic, so you can PM us and sa group mates para magka-enlighten mo. So that's all. Thank you and have a good day.